Now to the economic forecast for 2026. Alfred Ortiz, CEO of the Job Creators Network, joins us now with his take. It's great to welcome you to the National News Desk. So it seems as though holiday shoppers, they kind of shook off their economic anxiety that we've consistently seen in polling, and they actually spent. What are you reading into the numbers?
Yeah, they really did. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I know that consumers were actually out there shopping away. They did great, almost 4% increase in spending versus last year. So those doldrums and those concerns that people were saying that it was going to be a horrible holiday season, that just didn't materialize. I think people are feeling optimistic. I think a lot of that dust that had been thrown around during the summer months about tariffs and all that stuff, all that's kind of receding. And for people who are feeling optimistic going into 2026. And so I always say, if you want a good read on what's going to happen in the economy, don't look to Wall Street, look to Main Street.
Something else that we've been watching are, of course, the labor trends. The unemployment rate reached its highest level since 2021, according to the latest November numbers. But at the same time, Alfredo, the U.S. gained a significant number of jobs in November. At least it was better than anticipated. What do you believe is driving that unemployment from a business perspective?
Well, you got to remember that one thing, that very, very important thing that the Trump administration was really focused on is shifting our economy from really a government-funded economy where jobs are basically coming from the government sector and really now a private sector economy. And so almost 300,000 government jobs were actually lost over the past year on purpose because the government, let's face it, was just too fat, too bureaucratic. And I think that was a meaningful move that the Trump administration did. And now we're much more in a healthy environment of private sector job growth.
To your point of the optimism of American consumers and the economy looking better, do you expect the Fed to continue dropping interest rates?
Well, you know, they're in this wait-and-see pattern, and I don't think until Powell actually leaves office we're going to see any significant drops. We might see a quarter rate drop maybe twice before he leaves office, but I think once one of the Kevins actually gets in there, we'll actually probably see broader interest rate drops, which, quite frankly, the American small business owner and consumer really need those lower interest rates.
Absolutely. Well, what trends are business owners watching for in the new year?
Well, they're definitely looking for those lower interest rates.
Right.
They're poised to invest, taking a lot of the benefits and provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill. They want, especially the immediate expensing, they want to go out there, they want to spend their money, reinvest back in their businesses, but they still are having problems with, in some cases, access to credit, but more importantly, the cost of credit, right? So we still need to bring those down. And one important thing to remember in terms of job growth, 2/3 of new job growth is in the hands of our small business owners. So when you have 33 million small businesses, when they start spending and investing back in their businesses, that's when you really see significant job growth, like we saw in the first Trump administration.
Well, you do make an important point about the credit card debt, because we know in 2025, more people were willing to take on that debt. We'll see what the new year has in store for American consumers. Alfred Ortiz, CEO of the Job Creators Network, thank you for joining us on the National News Desk.
Thank you.